Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel Basics of Medical Sciences. I am a MBBS student in a government medical college. In this video, I am going to discuss about the histology of gastrointestinal tract. What is gastrointestinal tract? Gastrointestinal tract is the tract from the mouth to the anus, which includes all the organs of the digestive system. What are these organs? These organs include mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Let us see here. This is the esophagus and this is the J-shaped portion, stomach, and this is C-shaped duodenum, this is jejunum and ileum, which is parts of small intestine, and this is large intestine, and this is rectum, and this is anus. Let us see the histological layer of gastrointestinal tract. Basically, gastrointestinal tract has four basic layers. These layers, namely from inside outwards, mucosa. This is the mucosal layer situated. This is mucosal layer is the innermost layer situated outside the lumen. This is the lumen of the gastrointestinal tract. So mucosal layer is the innermost layer. Then outside the mucosa situated submucosal layer, and outside the submucosal layer situated the muscularis externa layer, muscularis externa, and outside the muscularis externa layer situated the serosa or adventitial layer, serosa or adventitial layer, which is the outermost layer. Let us see a better representation. The mucosal layer itself consists of three layers. These layers are namely epithelium layer, lamina propria layer and muscularis mucosae layer. Epithelium layer is the innermost layer of the mucosae and the outermost layer of the mucosae is muscularis mucosae and the middle layer of the mucosae is lamina propria. Outside the mucosal layer situated the submucosal layer. Outside the submucosal layer situated the muscularis external layer. There is presence of two types of layers. These layers are inner circular layer and outer longitudinal layer. This is the inner circular layer and outer longitudinal layer. These two layers forms the muscularis externa layer, and outside the muscularis externa situated serosa or adventitial layer. Now we will know the details of every single layer of gastrointestinal tract, so that the first layer we will discuss is the mucosa, which is the innermost layer of the GIT. So the mucosa layer, as I said earlier, mucosa layer is itself consists of three layers: epithelium layer, lamina propria layer and the muscularis mucosa. So now first we discuss about the epithelium layer. As the different parts of the gastrointestinal tract has different function, so the innermost layer of mucosal epithelium is different at different part of gastrointestinal tract, which can be detected histologically. Let us see the different types of mucosal epithelium at different parts of gastrointestinal tract. The epithelium layer situated in the esophagus region is the stratified squamous epithelium. This is the stratified squamous epithelium, and in the stomach the mucosal epithelium is simple columnar epithelium without goblet cells, simple columnar which is without goblet cell, and the mucosal epithelium in the small intestine is the simple columnar epithelium with goblet cells. Simple columnar epithelium with goblet cell, and the mucosal epithelium layer in the large intestine is simple columnar epithelium with goblet cell, also same as small intestine, simple columnar epithelium with goblet cell. If I divide anus into 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, region 1, region 2, region 3, region 4. These 4 regions consist of 4 different types of mucosal epithelium. Region 1 is simple columnar epithelium, and the region 2 is simple cuboidal epithelium, and region 3 is stratified squamous, but it is non-keratinized epithelium, stratified squamous, non-keratinized, and the region 4 is stratified squamous but keratinized epithelium, stratified squamous but keratinized epithelium. So we see in the region 3 and the region 4 both are stratified squamous epithelium, but region 3 is non-keratinized epithelium and region 4 is keratinized epithelium. Let us talk a little bit about the function of epithelium layer. It has protective function, secretory function and absorptive function. Let us talk about the protective function. In esophagus, the mucosal epithelium is stratified squamous epithelium which protects the esophageal wall, from abrasions which might be produced by the food bolus going down the esophagus. It also acts as a barrier for foreign antigens, for pathogens and other noxious substances. For absorption function, villi and microvilli are present. Let's talk about the second layer of the mucosa, that is the lamina propria layer, which is situated outside the epithelium and inside the muscularis mucosae layer. There is in the lamina propria layer lots of blood vessels and lymphatics are present, which plays very important role in absorptions, and lots of glands are present. They are played in role in secretion, and lots of lymphoid tissues are present, so that the lamina propria can build immune response against antigens, microbes which are coming through the epithelial barrier. The lamina propria layer of the lower part of the esophagus, there is esophageal cardiac glands are present. In stomach, there is gastric cardiac glands are present. So, in lamina propria layer of esophagus, which glands are present? Esophageal cardiac glands. Esophageal cardiac glands. Remember, these glands are present in the lamina propria layer. In stomach, the lamina propria layer present in is the gastric glands. And in the small intestine, there is present crypts of Lieberkühn, which is with Paneth cell. And in the large intestine, there is also present crypts of Lieberkühn, which is without Paneth cell. Crypts of Lieberkühn without Paneth cell. And in the anus, there is sebaceous glands or hair follicles are present. In anus, there is sebaceous glands and hair follicle present. So, let us recap these facts. In lower part of the esophagus, there is esophageal cardiac glands. In the stomach there is gastric glands. In the small intestine there is crypts of liver cone with Paneth cells. In the large intestine there is crypts of liver cone without Paneth cells, and in the anus there is sebaceous glands and hair follicles are present. Let's talk about the third layer of mucosa. This is the muscularis mucosa layer. Muscularis mucosa layer, which is situated outside the lamina propria layer and inside the submucosal layer. So it separates the lamina propria from the submucosal layer. It is a thin layer of muscle. Let's talk a little bit about the second innermost layer of the gastrointestinal tract, submucosa, which is a irregular, dense, fibroelastic connective tissue layer which has large blood vessels. Its components are large blood vessels, and here nerve plexus are present. Nerve plexus is present, which is Meissner's plexus. Here Meissner's plexus is present. Meissner's plexus. And there is also some glands are present in the esophagus, the submucosal layer. In the esophageal submucosal layer, esophageal glands proper are present, and in duodenum the glands of Brunner's is present. So glands in esophagus, esophageal glands proper, and in duodenum Brunner's gland present. Brunner's gland. Let us talk a little bit about the muscularis external layer, which is a layer of smooth muscles situated outside the submucosal layer. This is the submucosal layer and this is the muscularis external layer. So the muscularis external layer situated outside the submucosal layer, which is consist of well defined two layers. These layers are inner layer and outer layer. Here we can see this is the inner layer of muscularis externa, this is the outer layer of muscularis externa. In inner layer we can say it consists of circular smooth muscles and has role in mixing movements, and in some places become thick and make sphincter. So in inner layer what we can say? We can say that it consists of circular smooth muscles and has role in mixing movements, and in some places become thick and make sphincter. And in the outer layer we can say it consists of longitudinal smooth muscles and it has role in peristalsis. Between these inner and outer layers situated the mesenteric plexus or Weierach's plexus. There is some regional variations present in the muscularis external layer of esophagus and stomach. Let us talk about the esophageal variation of muscularis external layer. Let us assume this is esophagus. If we divide esophagus into three parts, this is the upper 1/3, this is the middle 1/3, and this is the lower 1/3. We can say in the upper 1/3 there is skeletal muscle present in the muscularis external layer, skeletal muscle, and in the middle 1/3 layer presents the skeletal and smooth muscles. So skeletal plus smooth muscles, and in the lower 1/3 only the smooth muscles present. And in the stomach there is three layers: outer longitudinal layer and middle circular layer and inner oblique muscle layer are present. Let us talk a little bit about the outermost layer of the gastrointestinal tract, which is serosa or adventitious layer. This is the outermost layer, and the main difference between the serosa and adventitia is that serosa covers the organs in the body cavities, whereas the adventitia attaches the organ to the surrounding tissues. So we can say serosa covers the intraperitoneal organs and the adventitia covers the retroperitoneal organs.